Hello, everyone, dear viewers of the channel. I am Helena, the guardian of secrets, a researcher of mystical phenomena, and here with me is Vadim, a historian interested in folk culture.
Good day, Helena, and a warm welcome to all our listeners. Today, Helena has promised to lead us into the intriguing world of Ukrainian metal magic, and I'm ready to weigh the mystical against the tangible.
Indeed, Vadim. Today we're diving into the ancient, shimmering world of metal magic, specifically the power attributed to amulets made of gold leaf, silver, and iron in Ukrainian mystical traditions. For centuries, our ancestors believed these metals held intrinsic protective and even curative properties, not just for adornment, but as active shields against unseen forces.
It's fascinating how specific materials gain such profound symbolic weight across cultures. From a historical perspective, metals like gold and silver were always valued for their rarity, durability, and beauty, which naturally elevated their status. But to imbue them with active magical powers, that's where my historian's hat comes on. What exactly did gold leaf, for instance, protect against?
Gold leaf. It wasn't just for gilding icons, Vadim. In many regions, particularly for young women and newborns, tiny pieces of gold leaf, sometimes even a coin, would be sewn into clothing or cradles. The belief was that gold, being incorruptible and radiant, could attract good fortune, ensure a prosperous life, and most importantly, ward off the evil eye and malevolent spirits seeking to taint innocence or happiness. There are legends of mothers placing a small gold piece under a child's pillow to protect them from night terrors, which were often attributed to mischievous spirits.
So the incorruptibility of gold, its resistance to tarnish, was translated into an incorruptible shield against evil. I see the symbolic leap. From a psychological standpoint, the sheer value of gold would have imbued the wearer or possessor with a sense of security and importance. It's not hard to imagine how a mother, believing her child to be protected by such a precious substance, would feel less anxious, and that positive belief could certainly affect the child's well-being. It becomes a placebo effect, a tangible anchor for hope.
A placebo? Perhaps. But then we move to silver, a metal with a completely different energy. Silver was considered the ultimate protector against the nechista sila, the unclean forces, the spirits of the dead, witches, and werewolves. Silver bullets, silver crosses, even silver rings. These were powerful talismans. I've heard incredible tales, passed down through generations, of how a simple silver coin pressed against a fevered brow could draw out illness, or how a piece of silver jewelry worn by a bride could prevent a malicious spell from ruining her marriage. Imagine an old woman, her face etched with a lifetime of stories, whispering about how her grandmother once saw a poludnitsia, a midday spirit, dissipate like mist after she held up a silver locket inherited from her own mother. The chill in her voice was palpable, Vadim, as if the silver itself was a beacon in the darkness.
That's quite an image, Helena, and silver does have fascinating properties that could have contributed to these beliefs. It's naturally antibacterial, which could explain its perceived ability to draw out illness, perhaps by actually inhibiting bacterial growth if applied to a wound, or simply through the psychosomatic relief of a cool metal on a fever. Historically, silver also tarnishes when exposed to sulfur compounds, often found in nature. Perhaps this chemical reaction, where the silver changes, was interpreted as it absorbing or reacting to an unseen evil. Plus, its bright moon-like sheen has always linked it to celestial bodies and purity in many mythologies.
Exactly. The symbolism is rich, but for those who lived these stories, it was very real protection. And then there's iron, Vadim, the most common, yet perhaps the most potent for everyday protection. Horseshoes nailed above doors, iron nails hammered into door frames, even just carrying a small piece of iron in your pocket. Iron was believed to ground you, to repel anything that sought to enter your home or your spirit without invitation. It was the blacksmith's magic, the strong, unyielding force that witches and evil spirits reportedly couldn't cross.
Iron's power is understandable. It was the backbone of tools, weapons, and agriculture. Its strength and utility in transforming the world around them would naturally lead people to perceive it as a protective force. It's physically strong, capable of withstanding blows, and sharp enough to cut. Symbolically, these properties translate into the ability to cut through evil or withstand its attacks. Furthermore, iron is abundant, making it accessible for everyone, which would democratize its protective power. It wasn't just for the wealthy, like gold or silver. So its widespread use would reinforce the belief in its efficacy.
So, we have gold for prosperity and banishing the insidious evil eye, silver for repelling the overt malevolent spirits, and iron for grounding and warding off everyday intrusions of ill will. It paints a beautiful picture of a holistic protective system. The act of creating these amulets, the blessing, the intention, infused them with a power that transcended the mere material. It wasn't just the metal, it was the belief and the ritual behind it.
And that's where the double conclusion truly emerges. While I may not believe that a piece of silver physically repels a spirit, I absolutely recognize the profound cultural significance, the historical context, and the psychological impact these beliefs had. These amulets provided comfort, reinforced social cohesion through shared belief, and offered a tangible focus for hope and protection in a world full of uncertainties. It's a testament to human ingenuity in finding meaning and control.
Precisely, Vadim. It's about acknowledging that while the explanation may differ, the effect was real. These stories, these beliefs in metal magic, they aren't just quaint folklore. They are vital threads in the fabric of our identity, preserving a deep connection to the land, to our ancestors, and to a way of understanding the world that perhaps we've lost touch with. We shouldn't dismiss them as mere superstition, but rather embrace them as part of our rich heritage.
Absolutely. Understanding these traditions helps us understand the people who shaped our history. It's a window into their worldview, fears, and hopes. And for those of you listening, if you're enjoying this exploration of Ukrainian mystical traditions, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
We delve into these fascinating topics every week, indeed. And I truly hope that listening to these tales ignites a spark of curiosity in you, making you wonder what other secrets our heritage holds. Perhaps you even have your own family stories about metal amulets. Share them in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. Until next time, keep exploring the mysteries within and around you.
And keep questioning. It's how we learn. Farewell, everyone.